So this next video is going to be about solving this Megaminx like puzzle. It has 12 sides, but notice it is not order 3, it's order 5. I believe the correct term for this type of puzzle is called a Gigaminx. Well, I'm not messing around with the Gigaminx during the video. I'll be putting it in this Moyu stand. It's an older Moyu stand that holds bigger puzzles, or holds bigger puzzles better. And before we get started with it, I need to say we need to know how to solve a 5x5 or potentially even a 4x4. One difference between the 12-sided puzzle and this 6-sided puzzle is there will be no parity case for this, because parity cases only occur when this middle layer right here does a swap in position. And you'll notice on the Megaminx puzzle, it would be impossible to even move this piece in a 180-degree turn. So if you don't like parity cases, I think you will like this puzzle, but it does take significantly more time than the 5x5. So let's get started with some scrambles. So the first step on this is getting a white center. And, you know, it may be a little cumbersome at first, but we're going to try to build the white center just how we normally would with some lines. So we already see a white piece, white bar right there. We can slide that right into white. And we're just going to keep sliding pieces in as we go along. And we'll troubleshoot them as they pop up. Now here's a white piece over here. If we connect a corner piece to it, I think we'll be in business. So how could we connect that corner piece to this one? Or this corner piece to this edge piece, we'll say. I think I could turn that like this and slide her right in there. So where can I put this fella? I can slide him in right here. Now this is a really good spot to slide it in, because I'm starting to build around the pentagon. So if we can get a corner piece attached to this one, let's find a corner piece. White corner piece is right here. Notice I could slide that white corner piece down. So I'm going to move this piece over first, and then slide that white corner piece in. And we need to build one more bar. Where is the last edge piece that's white? Here it is, and it's attached to a corner piece. I'm going to start moving it over a little bit. Notice it's going to push that guy out of the way a little. So it's going to slide right on top of there, I think. Yep. And we're going to slide him right on top. Now, you're not going to get to see any time lapse. I'm not too interested in showing you how quick I can solve these puzzles, but notice we got a white center, just as we got a white center on this one. And normally what you would do on the 5x5 is you would solve a yellow center and then start working our way around. We're going to go a little different on this one. You could solve one and work your way through, but since this is a beginner tutorial, my suggestion would be solve every single edge except for the top one and another one, and that's where it's going to pick up. I call that last two centers, and it's kind of where we could start talking about this one and how it affects this one. So just to give you a quick update, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides solved. On this one, once again, that side, and then the two adjacent sides. And you work on last two centers. So the only difference for this one, for beginner, is, you know, you're doing every center. And the last center I'm going to do is this one with another color that I really haven't picked yet. So that's where I'm at currently. I have not done anything special other than get the white face, and I did every other face just like the white face. So we'll pick up when there's this side and one more around it. Okay, so now we're finally down to the last two centers. That would be the gray and the pink. Let's just review how to do that on 5x5 really quick. We're going to work in columns. So the orange is right here. Here's the orange column already. We'll slide it down. Now we're going to work on the middle column. If we push this guy up, notice we do not have it fully made yet. So let's grab one of those and put it next to it. slot. We should all be pretty familiar with 5x5 by now, so I'm going to go kind of quick. We'll get an edge pair with a corner. Put this in the same position, bottom quarter, bottom corner. Nope. Bottom corner. Sorry, we should really just put it in like that. My mistake. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the same pairing technique for these right here. So let's work our way around, and I don't think it's going to be that much different. Slot that fella into position. Put something else that's not really necessary in its place. We're just going to work our way around. Here's a piece that's already made. Slot it right in. Here's another piece that's made. I think if we put it right here, we can slot it right up. So that was actually pretty easy all the way until the last part. So we have two corner pieces and an edge piece up here. How are we going to do this? Well, we're going to do it pretty much the same way we did the other one. Let's think about it. This is going to pair when I push it up. It's going to push that out of the way. So we have a pair made now. Can we make another pair? I think we can. Push it back up, maybe. We're really close. We just need to get that last one in. So if we need to pair that, how are we going to get it to pair? If we just pull this guy down, well, it doesn't pair with anything. Is there any way to get this to pair? Well, I think it would be easier if this corner piece was up here. So let's put that guy up there. So I think I see it now. All we have to do is get this piece to pair up with that piece, and we're going to probably have to do it on this side right here. Is that correct? I don't think that's correct. If we slot that guy down. What if we put it over here? That'll mount that guy out of the way. So how are we going to get this to pair? Not sure off the top of my head how we're going to get that to pair, but how can we get it to pair? Will that pair it? That will pair it. If I push it up now, we're still left with the same issue. Here we go. Get that to pair, and we can push it straight up. I'm really not that good at these puzzles, but if you fiddle around with them just like you do with a 5x5, if you got the 5x5 down, you should be able to get this one down as well. But the last two centers, the troubleshooting's not that difficult, but at the end of the day, if you can't do the 5x5 cube, you're not going to be able to do this one. So the next thing we need to do is the edge pairing. And just to review edge pairing on the 5x5, we're going to find some pieces and we're just going to get them to match up. For example, here's some reds. Get them into the middle band. And I'll put that one in the middle band too while we're at it. So if we could pair these up in a parity case, or we could flip this one upside down with the sledgehammer, insert, slide it right over, sledgehammer to flip, insert to put it back, and slide the red over. That is not exactly the most efficient insert, but it will work. Just to go over that insert one more time, this is the kind of like the last couple edge pairs you would have to do. You can slide that over, do that sledgehammer, followed up by the insert, and slide that guy back over. Here's a better insert. See these orange whites right here? Those orange whites, let's find the orange white center. Here it is right here. So what I have is I have all of the orange whites in the center. I can simply just pair all of them up and slot that in. And if you wanted to, you could fix this every single pair. It's not really necessary. So we're going to use the same strategy on this, except we're not going to insert from the bottom at all. We're only going to insert from the top because we're just starting to learn how to do this. So we're only going to insert pairs from the top and keep hiding them. So I'm going to find a pair for you really quick and we'll show you how to fix it. What we're going to do is we're going to pair up this blue white with the blue white right here. Notice the white is on this side. So when we put the white into the top layer, we also want it facing the left side. So is this one an appropriate piece at the moment? Oh, when we slot this in here, unfortunately, it's not. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to flip this guy upside down without messing up the whole cube. The way to do that is sledgehammer, reinsert. Sledgehammer, reinsert. Just like on a 5x5. So now I can pair them up appropriately. So now I have that guy in the top layer, and we just need to find the other blue white. Sometimes a good method to finding it if you're just starting out is maybe put your finger on it and you can keep looking for it. Now see how this top band is messed up? We're not really worried about that top band, but since you are starting out, you can just fix it every single time. So where is the other blue white? So now the next thing we're going to do is finish up that blue-white edge pair. I have found the other blue-white. That's going to go in that top position. We're only going to use the top row. This one needs to go in the top position as well. We can insert it right to here. Is that acceptable? Not really. Have it in upside down. Let's get it in there the right way. So now we're just going to pair this guy up just as we would on a 5x5. Put it into the top layer. And since it's taking so long to do this, we might as well just reorient the center. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill up the entire top layer and then move on from there. So the next time we start the video up, the whole top layer is going to be fixed. So usually what you do on a 5x5, or what I've seen most people do, is they fill up the whole top layer, then they fill up the whole bottom layer, and then they work about the middle band. What I like to do on this is, after I finish one layer of edges, I then hold it upside down, and then I start putting the next edges on these pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put them on these 5 pieces next. After I put them on those 5 pieces, then I put them on these 10 pieces, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. After I fill up those 10 pieces, then I start filling up the tops. So if you think about it, what I've actually done is I filled up the entire bottom, just like I would fill up the entire bottom here, but there's only 4 pieces. Then I fill out the entire top. Then I start worrying about these pieces right here. And we're going to pick the video up once I have all of the bottom pieces and the top pieces filled up. And then we're just talking about these last 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like you would on this cube right here. Now, just to give you another update, once again, we're treating the entire bottom here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the middle layer. And we're treating all of these 5 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 around it. And then the 10 around it. That's our bottom. So what we've done so far is we've solved the entire edge pairing of the bottom. And now I'm going to say the next ones you're going to put are the top. You're going to do this just like you would on a 5x5. I don't think we need to review that. We reviewed it earlier in the video. I'm going to take care of that on this just so we can get to the next step. Alright, so now just to review with the 5x5, when you get down to the last 4 edges, when they're in the center band, there's no place to put anything. So what we're going to do is, when we pair up this yellow red with these ones, we need a place to put it. So we're going to place an unsolved piece on the top, and this piece is going to get messed up, but we're going to fix it at the very end. Insert, that piece got messed up, put it on the top, and slide it back. And when we slide it back, that piece will be fixed. So we're going to use the same procedure on this right here, and let's try to find one that's kind of already done. This one is almost already done. I'm going to get the top row ready. We're going to do that sledgehammer, reinsert to get it flipped back in the right position. And let's find the orange yellow. Where is the orange yellow? Right here. I'll flip that guy upside down. Same way. I know it's not the fastest way to do it. I'm just trying to give you an easy way to do it. So if we slide this one over to here, we have it paired up, but once again, we have no place to put it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an unsolved piece on the top, make my pair. I've messed up the solved piece, and we're going to place the unsolved piece in place of it. So now when we push it back, we have the solved piece again. We're going to do this all the way up until we have 2 edges unsolved, and pick up from there. So we're down to our last 2 edges, and just like on the 5x5, we're going to do the same procedure. We need to get the white greens on the bottom, so we can simply use an easy flip move. And the way, just to review, we're going to slide this guy over, pair it. We're going to run our flip algorithm to flip this upside down. Sledgehammer insert, and then we're going to slide this guy back into place. Now sometimes the last pair will be solved, sometimes it'll be left in this parity case. This was a parity case, so I'm just going to fix that because it bothers me. Don't really need to fix it for this video though. Alright, so how do we fix this one? Well, over here we have the gray whites, or the gray off-whites, and we have the gray off-whites on the bottom. So unfortunately we have to flip one or the other. I'm going to flip this one. Sledgehammer. Reinsert. So I have my gray whites on the bottom, or gray off-whites on the bottom, and the gray greens on the top. So I'm going to pair up the gray greens because they're on top. I'm going to slide it over. They are paired. I'm going to flip this one. There's our sledgehammer with our reinsert and slide back. Now this was solved. There was no parity, but at the beginning of the video I was trying to explain it's impossible to get some type of edge parity here because these corner pieces, these edge pieces in the very middle, whereas they can move, it is impossible to flip them upside down. Notice they are affixed. They cannot turn at all. So it is impossible to get any type of OLL or PLL parity on the Gigaminx. I'm sure it is possible on 4x4 puzzles. I just don't have a 4x4 puzzle. I really don't necessarily think it's a difficult puzzle, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like memorizing which one goes where, and Sengshu is currently one of the only companies that makes higher order Megaminxes that are affordable, and their 4x4 does not put a dot in the middle for their, but they do for their 6x6 and higher. So all we need to do from here is solve it like a 3x3 Megaminx, and we'll be done. Not very difficult from here. I don't think anyone needs to see me solve it from here, but it is fun. Guys, have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any other problems, please leave them in the comments. Have a great day.